Alright guys, welcome back to another one. We're out here for a fun one. We got a Honda day today, so you know I'm all excited about that. We are out here at the Honda Gathering out in New Jersey. This right here reminds me of SoCal. I love this. You can see I got my mic up because they already got the music playing. I got so into talking and everything else. I missed my window with the DJ. But anyways, I'm gonna run you guys through this. This straight reminds me of one of the Honda meets, one of the like Doghouse meets, one of the like FTF meets, one of those guys. Like it's great. Just a bunch of cool Hondas, everybody hanging out. Weather's good today. You know, I've been giving you guys weather forecasts out here on the East Coast, so weather's good today. It's gonna be 80 degrees. We got a nice little wind in here, and you can see behind me, we filling out the parking lot good. So still got a couple more cars rolling in. They're still finishing what they're doing, but let me run you guys through. I'll talk where I can over the music, and let me flip you guys around. Like nothing beats right off the bat real-time racing. I mean, if you guys know the old like tour car racing, the real-time group was always that group that was just punishing. I mean, they were running the Hondas, beating everybody. I don't know if it's just the generation thing that reminds me of it or what, but like the theme, the color, everything, just like that's just on point for me. Like I said, I'm gonna run through. I'm gonna try and walk and talk as much as I can before this music kicks over. The coupe, you got the like EK4 with a K swap on the CRs. I love these wheels. I need a Honda. I need a CRX. This is what I want to put on a CRX, is the CRs. So nice and clean inside. It's nice. I like it. A little right-hand drive. EK4. He's got the K swap on it. It's cool. Like again, what one of the things I like about this is here. Let me get you guys around. So with the EK4, it's not like the EK9 where like you feel guilty about pulling out a B16B. So I mean, if it's not pure OEM, sure, K-swap it, have some fun with it. Like I like that. Got the little DC5, little RSX. You know, this is what I expect to see. K-swap turbo, K-swap turbo. That's what we love to do out here. And it works right. Nice blue Recaros, got the whole blue theme going on. It's cool. What do you guys think? Little spoon, project kicks. Got the lugs. Spend a ton of money on them, and they end up beat up. But that's all right. That's how it goes. Got a little Pikachu in here. Pikachu hanging out. He the co-pilot. Carbon FK8. Nice. It looks good. There's a H-Day car. Nothing but carbon underneath. So it's cool. Looks good. And then one of my favorites, you guys know, is this the FD2. I love the FD2s. This is one of those ones I want. FD2 full front end conversion, you know, so it's like what the FA5s with the FD2 conversion, running 57s on it, full feels kit. Look, looks good. I like this. Like for me, like a right-hand drive FD2, and just literally run it like that. I like the wing on the back. I like an FD2 wing, but you know, that's me. Little GK fit. I like. So he's running the not spoons, but they look like spoons. They're black, so I don't know. Are they? What do you think? You think they're real spoons? We'll get them to comment. We'll get them to comment and say whether or not they're real spoons or not. But I do kind of like that they're black on black instead of, you know, that pop of blue. Oh, that was horrible. Oh. That would be funny if I kept that in the video, but I probably won't. Now that we're all set up. You guys, so what did you think about the Honda Gathering? Usually I don't end the video this way. Usually I talk with you guys and, you know, kind of walk through everything and finish up while I'm still at the location. But it was just crazy. There was the DJ again. I never knock the DJs. I know you guys always hear me complain about them. And it's always like, oh man, the DJ playing this music. So the DJ was good, okay? And as the day kept going, he kept getting louder and louder, but the music was good. So like, it's not a complaint. It just makes, well, it makes it impossible for me to talk with you guys. I tried, you guys saw, I was like trying to like hold the mic and like hide the mic from the surrounding noise and like talk into the mic the whole time. Like it just didn't work. So, I showed you what I could show you. It again, like that's my first time attending that one, and I really did enjoy it. It felt very much like being in California again. You know, it wasn't a gigantic show, which is good. You know, that's not always what you want to go out for, you know. It was more of that curated, you know, that hand-picked kind of display, which I enjoy because typically when the cars are more hand-picked like that, it's a better, you know, a cleaner selection, however you want to kind of put that. So it was cool because every car was kind of special in its own way. And it was, I spent a ton of time just talking to people. So it was, actually I was really happy with it. It was like a 3-hour drive to get up there. But I actually spent more time talking than anything else. I would go from, I would literally, you know, I joked about it in the video, but it was the truth. Like I went down 2-3 cars and then I was there for like an hour. I was talking to a couple different people, everything else. So really, I just wanted to close out, kind of talk to you guys about a couple of the special cars I saw, you know, why I thought they were special. I didn't really get to talk about, like, as an example, the GK Fit. Okay, it was super low key on the exterior. I showed you guys, oh, he's running rotas, and oh, he's running like knockoff spoons, right? So then I talked to the owner, and his whole direction of where he's going with the car, his ideas with the car and everything else, it was great. Like I spent more than a half an hour talking to him. He's like, yeah, I threw those rotors on last night. It set up my head laying around. I was like, oh, okay, cool. He's like, yeah, those aren't, he wasn't even fronting. He's like, yeah, those aren't real spoon calipers. He's like, why? I don't need to spend the extra money for them. And he's like, I like them black because it's more low key. 100% agree with him. I'm like, hey man, that's good. That's the direction you want to go. That's great. Then you look a little harder at the car. If you first walk by it, you'll miss it. It's K-swapped. So then he's got a K-swapped. I'm like, oh, okay. So then we start talking. He's like, yeah, I got the power fold mirrors. I got this. I'm looking at this from Japan. I think I might do the short bumpers here and there. He's like, I'm going to pull the headliner out because, you know, like same way when I had my GE Fit, like everything being that two-tone or that lighter color that goes up, sucks. I didn't like it, you know. So like on my GE, I took it all, I painted it. So then I have a conversation with him about, well, you know, do you like paint? Do you like the dye that you can use? Would, you know, for the headliner, you can use fabric dye, or are you going to try and rewrap it? So I had a whole conversation with him about that. A whole conversation about, you know, kind of his direction with the car. And, you know, he's like, look, it's just going to turn into a track car that's just super fun. And again, I'm not knocking the car. Like, I actually liked his direction. It was good spending time and getting to talk to him about, you know, that direction. I wish the music had been down when I got to talk to him, and I could have just left him on camera the whole time, because it was an interesting conversation. We had the EM1, the black EM1, that Mugen rear wing, you know, running spoon stuff, had, what was it, the Momo halos in it. the whole spiel. So like I'm looking at the car, you know, turbo kit, everything else, and I'm like, man, this is cool. This looks good. Owner comes over and talks to me. He's like, oh yeah, single owner car. I've had it the whole time. I'm like, what do you mean? Like nobody keeps their car like. He's like, yeah, man, I've had the car the whole time. So then we start talking through the car. We start talking through how many different variations of, you know, different builds he's had on that car. So again, I spent another half an hour, 45 minutes talking with him about that car. And, you know, it was, I mean, it's his car, but I guess it's kind of the company car too, you know, so it gets whatever his vision is, which is cool. And it's had multiple visions in its lifetime, which I guess that's kind of how we all are. You know, typically you get to your we'll call it project goals, or get to that kind of like where that ending is. And then it's either, oh, we're going to move on to a new project, or, you know what, it's been so many years, let's switch it up and do something else. You know, so like I was talking with him about that. That was super interesting to kind of see, you know, how many different versions he's had, you know, in different ways he wanted to build that out. Move down, I mean, the right-hand drive EM1, which you know, we know him, like we see him in Maryland all the time. So he did the same thing. He swapped out some wheels, was doing calipers. He's like, yeah, you know, I needed something a little different. Keep going down, well, like the deep dark green EK. So this was one I was talking with the owner about that earlier on, and we were laughing about the paint versus wrap. And you know, that's what I always say on the East Coast. East Coast guys, they still, I mean, this is the way it was when I was coming up, but they still, we look to paint before we look to wrap. Now, I guess if you're going to keep it that OE flare, everything else, or maybe sell it in a couple years, we'll do the same thing. We'll wrap it. You know, you can peel the wrap off and go back. But if you're going to keep it, it's a long-term project, and you know there's that no plan in the resale of it. It's paint. So like, you know, he painted it a deep dark like British racing green. He was like, I like green, so here, let me pick a green from a BMW that nobody's ever seen. It's, you know, it was never produced here in the U.S. That's the color I'm gonna paint it, and he painted the entire thing. You know, so again, paint. I got to talk to, you know who I got to talk to that I really enjoyed too was, there's a yellow EK9 there. So I missed the owner at H Day, and he had actually like hit me up in the comments on the H Day, and he saw me walking by and came over and was like, no, we need to talk. So like we went through his car, and the more I looked at it, you know, I loved it at H Day, and I told you guys at H Day it was great. But the more I got to actually talk to him about it, the better the car was, you know, and as he's telling me stuff and what he's doing and his ideas, like I'm looking at the car longer and harder, and I'm like, oh wait, what about this? Oh wait, what about that? So like he went through, and like one of the things that really caught me under the hood was he went and he replated the brackets. So all your just standard brackets that are like, you know, either the silver or like the nickel finish, he went and replated those. So the attention to detail, I was like, he was like, yeah, you know, I did this. And then I'm looking at it, I'm like, man, that's that extra little bit that makes it look so clean. Just perfect. So like he was going through all of those things, and like he was replating, he was redoing the bolts, he was redoing, and very, very OEM, almost OEM original, and not even like an OEM plus. There were a couple little things, not pure OEM, so he didn't have to have everything like exactly OEM, but it was like, it was either exactly OEM or just a hair into the OEM plus. So we talk about that, and we went through his car, went through the fact of why he still has the OEM wheels on it, how much he loved just the OEM look of the wheels. So we went through that, talked about that. I talked with a handful of other just like deep rooted Honda guys. Talked about a couple of them that had their CRXs, their NSXs, everything else. And then, you know where the conversation went, where the conversation always loves to go with me, is then we started talking about Japan. And then I'm like, well, you know, y'all want to go, just reach out. Let me know. I'll help you guys out if you want to take the trip on your own. If you want to go on a group thing, like, let me know. We'll figure something out. Let's do Tokyo Auto Salon. And for anybody that hasn't been to Japan, wants to go to Japan, whether or not it's for the tourist stuff or whether or not it's 100% for the car stuff, it's not the only time to go, but I think it's probably the best time to go. It's definitely getting really thick with the tourists, and you know, it is what it is. So, like, the week of Tokyo Auto Salon, I still think is the best time to go to Japan if you want to do car stuff. And if you guys have any questions, drop it in the comment, drop me a DM. I'll see what I can do to help you out. I'll give you my secrets on what to do. You know, I try and do it in my videos when I go there. You know, there's plenty of times while we're working on whatever that I'm like, oh, you know, hey, let's just talk about Japan while we're here. You know, let's do this. So if you guys have any questions about it, hit me up. I'll do my best to help you out. IG DMing me is definitely the best. And, you know, I'll do my best to help you guys out to, you know, to get you there. It is definitely Tokyo Auto Salon week for doing car stuff is great. If you're going to go back out, if you're going to go with the fam and it's not just like a car thing that you're doing, you can still split it. Like, you can get them tired the first week before Tokyo Auto Salon, so you know you don't have to take the whole fam with you for the rest of it. Or you know you can do a bunch of car stuff like the first 3-4 days, and then you know move over to your tourist stuff after that. But anyways, so I just wanted to check in with you guys. I wanted to kind of close out the video, and I wanted to talk about a couple of the cars I saw out there. There were other cars too, and don't get me wrong, there were a bunch of really good cars that I enjoyed at the event. And you know, I appreciate any time someone takes the time, puts the effort in, makes a really like well organized event, and you know, I get invited out and I get to have fun. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. As always, drop your comments, let me know what you think. Let's talk about it. Let me know what your favorite car was, and even if I need to get you some more information, I'll try to, you know. And you know, you guys, let's talk about it in the comments. So I'm going to get out of here for that. We're going to try and finish up the EK. I know I've been slacking on it. I'm sorry. We're finishing up the glass on it. So we'll finish up here, I'll show you guys. Let me see. We'll finish up the Nanotech glass polish. See right there. See if we can see that. And then we'll get the ceramic coating finish on it. So we'll get those knocked out. Hopefully in the next couple days I can spend a little extra time doing that. So then we'll start getting this EK out a lot more. The weather's turning perfect, so you know that's the next thing, is being able to take it out. If you guys know a good track day at Lime Rock, I really want to go up to Lime Rock. I wouldn't mind. I know, sorry. I wouldn't mind stretching its legs out there a little bit at Lime Rock and running around the track. Lime Rock's one of those ones on the East Coast that I really want to hit. So I'm hoping I can hit it this year. Hit Lime Rock, hit Tail of the Dragon. Those are a couple really good ones I want to do this year in the car. But yeah, so then we'll have this one ready. We'll get going on that. And I don't know. Oh, I got toolbox stuff. We can talk about toolbox stuff. I'm starting to add these. Here, let me see if I can show you guys. Let me tilt you guys down. Let's flip you guys around. So I'm starting to add the socket organizers, you know, and like I was telling you guys, I'm starting to get in order the Japanese brand stuff, so like the Tone stuff and all of that. I'm starting to get those in. I've got a couple things I've been filling in with some Icon stuff as we go along, but I'll do a check-in. I'll show you guys how we're doing with the. There we go. I'll show you guys how we're doing with the toolbox stuff, how we're doing. You know, I always try and add a little something, at least once a month, try and buy something, or I go to, you know, Harbor when they're doing their sale and get a little something new. So I want to check in. I'll show you guys some of that. We'll get the EK, not done, but, you know, done for now, and until I can get some new parts in for it. So you guys, let me know what you think. Drop those comments. I'm going to get out of here for now. I'll see you guys at the next one. As always, thank you for your support, and I'll see you guys at the next one. Thanks.